Steven and Larry, and we're talking Swish.
Welcome everyone, Talking Swish, Larry here, and I am going to be joined by my podcast brothers, Steven and Duy. Today we are going to be talking Insight Esports and the controversy of the non-payments and the sexual harassment allegations.
There's a lot more than the non-payments, dude. This is out of control.
We are going to be going over it all, but since he chimed in already, let's introduce my pod brothers, Steven Dykman and Duy. How are we doing, guys?
Here I am. I am ready to get inside Insight. That's what we're calling this podcast. Inside Insight. What is going on?
That's exactly what Dewey's thinking right now, because he doesn't use Twitter.
There's a lot more going on than I even realized was going on. I am excited for this episode, man. What an episode we have this week.
Yep, this is going to be the episode of everyone's dreams and one person's nightmare, and that is Insight Esports. But for Duy, I do want to just touch up on this weekend. We actually have an event that me and Steven and Duy are both all going to be taking a part of, and it's going to be a 1K over at Game On in Midland, Michigan. It's going to be the modern format, and I am looking forward to it. Guys, are you excited?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I get to get my cards back, and I get to play Magic. Win-win.
Exactly. It's going to be a good time. We're all going to have fun. We'll probably go out and hang out afterwards, and then after that, me and Steven has SummerSlam. Steven, are you ready to watch Edge?
Oh yeah, man, always.
You know you love some Edge. Did you ever find out Julia's going to go?
I don't think she is.
Weak.
I don't think she is. I'll ask her, though.
Okay, fair enough. But no, we're going to be going here today. We're going to be talking about Insight Esports. We're not going to do any metagame breakdowns. We're going to jump directly into the topic at hand. Oh, it's hard to figure out where to start. So, let's start here. So, those that are unaware, Insight Esports is a tournament organizer that started during the pandemic. They were running events on MTG Melee. They're running various 5K events. We have mentioned them many times on the podcast because I have taken part of their invitational. Steven and me. Dewey, have you done any other events?
I did some, maybe. I don't know. I didn't do a ton of them, though. I'll tell you what.
Well, anywho, we all did events. And me and Steven both cashed the same event. It's the event that took me to the invitational. We still are unpaid. Little did we know, so is everyone else. So there's a lot of problems going on with Insight this week, and we have so much we have to dig in. So essentially, people have been trying to get payment. So let me tell you the story from my end.
Okay.
So my event was back in May or April, one of the two. Again, haven't been paid out for me. It's only August. I get it. It's only been months. I guess I'm just being unreasonable. I'm pulling on my inner Ray, I guess. So I sent them a few messages.
As one would expect, I mean.
And they ghosted me. And it was a little odd because he was the first to always instantly respond to anything I would message him about.
Right.
So then he was ghosting me, and it was weird, and I'm like, why is this guy not responding? But I know he's on. I can see him on. He's responding in Discord and stuff to people, so I know he sees my message.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you feeling? So I sent him a message. I originally started on July 14th, and I sent him a message every day up until July 29th. July 29th got here. I got frustrated, so I would just go, and I eventually responded to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gave me I'm gonna just read his message to me verbatim. He said, "Hello, Larry. Not sure if you saw our announcement. We had an issue with sending some international payments that delayed our whole process of payments. We have fixed the issue, but due to the severity of it, we're taking a 2-week break from hosting events after our invitational on Saturday. During our time off, we are going to get everything straightened out and return to a new system that allows instant payouts for returning customers. Thank you for your patience as we fix this. Also, those affected by late payments are receiving an additional 5% to their price for the inconvenience.
Sick.
All right, well, unfortunately, everything that happened was post July 29th.
Oh.
So, now let's go on. So, how things really got kick-started. Insight posted a nice little tweet, or not tweet, but a message in Discord that said, sorry, and it's titled, Sorry to Disappoint the Haters.
Oh, yeah.
And went on a big old triad about that people are going to get paid and stuff. And people went ham on them because it's like, you're owing people thousands of dollars. We're not haters. We're just trying to figure out when we're getting paid out because we paid our entry fees. We did our part. We paid the entry fees and participated in your event. Your end of the deal was, in fact, to pay out the tournament. If you couldn't do a 5K, I get it. I get it if you lost money, but you kept doing them. Like, I don't understand the mindset behind this. I don't understand why you would just do that. It just doesn't make no sense to me. So, Dennis the Lettuce on Twitter, who is also known as Parts to Win on a Moto Grinder. Are you familiar with him,
yeah.
Dewey?
Yep.
No.
Did you say no?
No.
I'm
terrible with names.
Well, he's a very popular Moto Grinder.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so he went on there, and they were in a messaging war back and forth because he's owed a lot of money too at that point. He said, to be clear, Tier 1 Games, there was a controversy about them scamming money from a bunch of players that they were associated with this store called Tier 1 Games. He said, Tier 1 Games is not one of our sponsors for the prize pools. We do not have an agreement with Dykman or his store. I will send over prizes as soon as we get them. I apologize about the inconvenience. All right, and then he asked us a simple question. Who are your sponsors then? And they were like, we are a Razer gaming partner and have been for quite some time. We also have a corporate Chipotle sponsorship. Moving into new games, we will have more sponsorships to announce. Now,
Okay.
here's why you don't say something like that into the Magic community, because everybody emailed Chipotle. Alright, here we go. To ensure we receive your response, please do not modify the subject line. Yeah. Hi, Owen. Thanks for reaching out to us and bringing this to our attention. Chipotle is not a sponsor for Insight Esports. If you're able to send links, screenshots, communication from Insight Esports that claims that Chipotle is a sponsor, we would greatly appreciate it so we can look into the situation further. Sincerely, and then it says Chipotle, like representatives and stuff. And multiple people contacted Chipotle about this. And then we have another Chipotle email that says, hello, this concerns us greatly as we lead our gaming initiatives and know nothing about this. We do not have a partnership with them. Do you have anything else you can share, comment from the team you received claiming this and what event this was for? And the assessor, thanks for bringing this to our attention. This came from Scott Robinson, Senior Manager of Brand Marketing at Chipotle Mexican Grill. So essentially,
you don't make those kind of claims.
So essentially, they got fact checked, and then the best part of this, that same message that they updated their message, and now it says they went and they changed and they removed the whole Chipotle comment, but unfortunately, people snapshotted it out already.
Yeah, it's done for. Man, that's. Oh my gosh. As far as like just doing everything as terribly as you can. Like that's what they went with.
No, you haven't got terrible yet. Now let's talk about the sexual allegations before we move on. Because that's very important as well.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So let me go down here. Let's see where it is. I want to be able to read this verbatim, so bear with me, everyone. Like, because I want to be able to give you guys nothing but like facts. I don't want to be like summarizing. And also, I don't want to overshadow anything because there is very important things that's about to be talked about. Excuse me. But so we don't have dead air. Dewey, let me get your initial thoughts about everything from what you've heard so far.
I was very excited originally about Insight because it was another tournament organizer. They're pushing out some new stuff. It seemed like things were being ran well. I know that there were some issues with payment, but I thought those would all just get wrapped up eventually. And I'm just blown away by the idea that, hey, we're losing money, if that's what's causing the issue here, realistically, if you're not being able to pay. So you're losing money, and you're going to go, let's just keep doing it. We'll keep losing money. This model obviously doesn't work, but the best thing that we can do is to keep doing it. Not increase our fees, not increase the entry, not work with the people to figure out what's going on. No, we're just going to jump right into it and just keep doing as bad as possible by just making sure we keep losing more money, because the best thing to do when you're in the red is go deeper in the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that's a little brutal. So, the person's name was Tomodachi Rob, was his Discord name. I'm assuming his name was Rob. For this purpose, let's just call him Rob. And everybody's calling him Rob in here, so I'm assuming that's his name. So is anybody aware of who Jana is? She works for Channel Fireball.
Larry, they actually, his name is Robert Santana. They have it in the Discord here. He made a direct statement about him.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll get to that statement. I'm going to have you read that statement, but I'm going to have you read from one of the victims. If not, I think there's multiple victims, but this is one of the victims today. Is anybody aware of Jana?
No.
Let me see if I can pull up the name really quick. Jana Amari.
Oh, yep. I see her name here now. Yep.
Do you know who Jana Amari is, Dewey, by chance? No? All right, well, she's an MTG streamer, works for Channel Fireball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to read her statement now, verbatim. When people were talking about the victims, so she was like, so yeah, it's me. I'm coming forward. Rob has said nasty rumors about me and other female streamers and or players behind closed doors in my friend's Discord server. I assume they didn't know we were friends. This is a while back, and these rumors can easily be disproven. There's also including absurd and harmful to my business, but way too over the top for anyone to really believe. I've never interacted with Rob before, even regarding tournaments and payouts, so I'm not really sure what I did to set him off. I never said anything publicly because it would be, as he said, scenario, and the fact that they are so absurd. Nothing else came to it except for dumb rumors, so it was easy for me to roll it off my shoulders. I think the most upsetting thing, however, is how stupid and moronic enough a tournament organizer would say weird rumors about women in the MTG community behind closed doors when a community has grown strides to make women feel welcome, especially in tournament settings. As for David, I have never had a negative interaction other than the just weird interactions regarding payout, which is no different than everyone else's experience. Just weird on the time, etc., but mostly harmless. And I got paid out for my first and only event earlier this year. I honestly don't really care. Maybe an apology would be nice, but I think people getting paid out is way more important. I think while other behaviors like this are coming to light, it's good to highlight as to help people avoid people playing in such tournaments in the future. I would worry it detracts from the main issue, which is tournament payouts. It looks like people are getting their money, and I hope people continue to do so. I hope MTG Melee sets measures in place to keep organizations like this from running on their platform. I'm not sure if the community has done anything or asked MTG Melee questions.
Really good point.
Yep.
Now, Steven, go ahead and read the statement and let us know who the source of the statement was from.
Okay. So let me go back up to the top real quick to see. I believe this is from David Davila, who I'm assuming is the owner of Insight Esports.
Yeah, he is Insight Esports, correct.
Okay. So, he does this whole thing where he's addressing multiple things. I'm just going to go straight to the allegations. He goes, allegations against Robert Santana. Robert Santana has been part of our staff from the inauguration of our business. He has helped run events on the MTG Melee platform and has been very helpful. He is not currently nor has ever been a partner or owner of this business. This business is owned by myself and me alone. Allegations were brought forth about Rob today that needed to be addressed. Jana Amari courageously came forward and made a statement concerning how Rob has talked about her and other streamers and how this made her feel. I do not condone this behavior, and it is irrefutable. Robert Santana is no longer a part of this organization and will not be allowed to re-enter this organization in any capacity. I stand against any sort of discrimination and misconduct toward anyone. This is not okay. Jana, thank you for stepping forward to tell your story and to tell us about your feelings. And that's the end of that one.
I'm glad they took quick action there, I guess.
Yep.
I agree. Now, I see the thing that you just read. I'm going to go ahead and read the other parts of this.
Okay.
This was done on the 14th. To the players and community of Magic the Gathering, I wanted to address you personally as so many things are circulating the internet right now. I want you to hear this from me directly and to make sure that I'm clear and concise about each and everything I say. I want to start by apologizing for the drama, anger, frustration, and discontentment that you felt due to the situation with my business. Excuse me. I want to apologize for each and every player that has been affected by late payments. I understand and realize that promises and commitments need to be abide by and follow through. When we say payment within X amount of days, that needs to happen. I understand the frustration we just caused in the community and committed to learning from the experience and will do better in the future. I also want to address certain situations, which includes the Facebook status posted from myself, sponsorship, and member of our staff having allegations against him, which we did cover, so I'm going to skip that part of the statement.
Yeah.
Facebook status. There was a status that I posted 9 years ago that was very upsetting to see. Seeing it reminded me how much I have grown as a person, how I am disgusted with who I was 9 years ago. I want to apologize for any hurt this status may have caused any of you, and the status does not reflect who I am today. I do not condone any such language that was used in that status. I do not allow, nor I will ever allow, any type of discrimination, bullying, or misconduct towards any player or person in our events. I believe in an environment that allows for diversity and competition to thrive. Sponsorship. I want to apologize to Owen Turcotti and other players I misled into thinking we had certain sponsorships that we do not have currently, aka Chipotle. They didn't say the Chipotle thing, but I did. I was out of line to use certain words when speaking about these organizations. I will make sure to accurately identify and speak clearly when discussing organizations in the future. We currently work with Tier 1 Games and they are our partner moving forward. Here's the one titled To All of the Haters. I want to clarify my comment about the haters that I made in the Discord announcement days ago. This was in no way towards a player that was asking for payments or was giving me feedback. As a business, we receive a lot of hate mail and has nothing to do with our player base. I want to apologize for the comment as it was unprofessional and unnecessary. I just want to clarify that was not towards our player base rather than toward the persons who sent me death threats and wished ill upon my children. What are we doing now? Right now, we're fulfilling our commitments to players that won prizes in our events. We are actively working on this and will not stop until this is complete in its entirety. Sam Rolf posts the question in our Discord. What are we going to do to make this right by the players? Each player who's receiving a late payment is getting the additional 5% to their prize. We are also going to host a free entry $1,000 event for each player who received a late prize. Payouts are guaranteed within 48 hours and free of charge for each player. Final statements. I want to apologize again for the drama that has been created surrounding us. I do not wish to leave the Magic community this way. I love Magic community. I only started this business to help serve this community. I know it will take time to rebuild trust among the community, but I am committed to doing so no matter how long it takes. I am committed to any process required by MTG Melee to ensure we are doing everything up to standard. I want to provide great, inclusive, welcoming, and competitive experience for any player. Any links I need to go through do this, I will. Before anything happens with events, we need to be 100% caught up on every late payment so no other players are affected by late payments again. We have taken necessary steps while working with Tier 1 games to ensure we do not experience these issues again. I want to shout out to MTG Melee for being so supportive of us. We have kept the owners in the loop through the whole process and are committed to doing well by them as long as we run events on their platform. They certainly are revolutionizing the way we play Magic from the comfort of our homes. I want you all to know I alone take responsibility for all of these circumstances, situations, and misunderstandings and commit to doing better in the future. If you never give me the chance to show you change, I understand. But I hope to see our progress over the coming years that we operate as a tournament organizer for Magic. Thank you for all the TLDR. The next announcement from us will be our commitments being made true upon each player who is affected by this. I look forward to the announcement soon, and we have in store for our next series events afterwards. FYI, we'll make an additional announcement when payments are made tonight and when we're finalizing all payment to each player. Thank you, players. And then, before we get comments at this, on the 15th, he also posted that the second wave payments have gone out to players. Over 4 dozen payments have gone out today, and the list below is the events that are scheduled to be paid out next. Please keep an eye on Discord news, see when they'll be paid out. Please keep in mind, if you or someone you know has not received the prize confirmation for an old event, please check with me, ensure they have your contact info. We want to get these payments paid out. Please give us your info. Thank you, players. And it was a bunch of events from May and June. Yep, that was the long thing they did. Thoughts?
Big yikes on all of this.
Yeah. It's about as poorly managed all over the place as it could have been. I mean, I always joke about when things go really, really badly that it's most likely going to end up as a case study for a business class later on, and this most definitely could be a case study for a business class later on of what can go badly with a approach to a new division of esports, right, or card games as a result of the pandemic, which could have been very, very good, and how you just basically mismanage the entire thing and go about it as badly as possible.
Mm-hmm. And now let's talk about an announcement that came out today on August 17th. This is a couple days after the announcement that they just made. This is an announcement from Jim Davis. Jim Davis is a very popular Magic the Gathering streamer. He also is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. and BCW Supplies. Alright. I am dropping my sponsorship with Insight Esports. I had high hopes, but I'm very disappointed with how they have run their events. They have been delinquent on paying their players and owe me $950 personally. I will update this tweet if and when they pay me. So, not only are they not paying us regular players, but even the guy they're sponsoring, they're not paying out.
Oh my god.
Wow. Now, I do want to go to Dennis's stuff. Parts to Win is his name again. He had a follow-up tweet. For transparency's sake, Insight has paid me everything I'm owed, and we are completely square. Even though I no longer have a personal stake in many of my friends still do, and Insight needs to provide answers to everything if they ever want to be trusted again. So, I'm going to give my opinion on this, and I want to hear from you guys as well. Mm-hmm. Because Dennis was one of the leading people in this war against Insight to get the players paid, I really feel like they paid him out immediately, in their version of hush money.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take care of the people that are the loudest first. Just how it works.
As long as I just wanted to see if we had the same understanding. At least that's how I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Just a huge mess. This is all just a huge mess, and they need to give everybody their money. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I'm gonna read David's tweet from 2012.
Oh boy.
The one that he was talking about, he didn't like himself as a person. I wanna make a disclaimer right now. None of us believe this ain't coming from any of us three. This ain't nothing coming from a Swish member. This is directly from David Davila's Facebook from
Can we
September
just maybe
1st.
agree to omit any offensive language? Like, just say, like, I don't know. It just. Can we, like. I'm not looking at it, but.
There's no offensive language. There's no.
Oh, that's good. All right.
But there is some, like, it's a take that's very poor, and nobody should have this take. But I'm going to read it, and this is why he's getting, like, even more thrashing.
Okay.
All right. Calling all people who struggle with homosexuality and pornography. Let Jesus get rid of the chains that bind you to such a terrible sin. Let God cleanse your body and mind and renew your very soul from a wide road to hell. I'll be praying for you. Yeah, that's something you definitely don't want to have, like, circulating in the magic community, in the community in general.
Yeah.
The pornography thing would have been one thing, but the saying, like, homosexuality is like a sin and stuff. Like, I get if you're like, there's a lot of people that are like diehard religious believes that. But who are you to, like, be the, like, determining factor? You know, especially when you're a TO. Like, when you're a TO, you should have your social media monitored. Like, if that's something you don't believe that you are anymore, you don't do that kind of stuff. Why have you not, like, erased that part of your life? You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's that I don't know. It's just the whole scenario. Like, I'm sorry I got caught. At least that's how it feels to me.
It's the apology that's not an apology.
Yeah, that's how I'm approaching it. Is it feels like I'm sorry I got caught. He's going Hulk Hogan on us.
Yeah.
Any more thoughts on that before we move on to the
No,
next?
I don't think so. I think it's pretty understandable.
Yeah. Understandable in what grounds?
Understandable as people know what he meant. People know
Yeah.
what he means. I don't think we need to beat it at all.
Okay, yeah.
There's no reason to spend any more time on that.
Fair enough. Yeah, so we're talking a little bit about everything that's going on with these Insight Esports. Like I said, Steven's still owed $50. I'm owed $100 from that event. I'm assuming at this point we're not going to see it. I don't know when. It's been 3 days when we were supposed to be paid out. Nothing has happened. They're not really responding either. From my understanding, I haven't seen anything else from them.
I could very easily see this as after they made this initial announcement, they also should have made that we do apologize. We are going to be working through this. However, we are expecting a very, very large influx of contact points to us. Please give us a week to work through all of this before we will work through everything, but we must do this initial thing. If you still haven't received it, give us that. Give themselves a good time span to work through all of this, because if you don't, as they are here, they're just going to get more flack for not responding. Like, I don't know. It's
poorly done. It's very poorly done. You're a man of business. You understand what not to do, and I assume they're doing a lot of things that you should not do.
All of it. You just create a checklist of all the bad things you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, my personal favorite is the deals about more tournaments in the future, while they're making more promises that who knows if they can keep or not, and they still owe people so much money. It's like, dude, announce the tournament later. We don't care about your events right now. Just pay people their money, please.
Yeah, like I'm owed $100. I'm assuming I'm never gonna see it. But at the same time, people are being owed like $950 to your sponsor. Like, you got this guy to be like your sponsor or whatever. Like, are you serious right now? Like, it's so wild to me. I don't understand. Like, the logic.
Oh, there is no logic there.
Like, oh my god. Like, it's just a nightmare. This is like the biggest nightmare scenario we could have. And
A lot of chaos.
what, like, at the same time, should we have been shocked that somebody wasn't going to try to do something like this and take advantage during the pandemic?
I don't know if it really is taking advantage. So like this is me playing the other side of this.
Okay, go ahead.
Very, very well could just really suck at this, right? So like, let's say they're just awful at this. They don't know what they're doing, and they're just basically not really paying attention to it, and it's finally catching up to them. Hey, really, we got to get this money out to people. If we were to take it that far, and now they're just basically realizing how badly they messed up and they've got to fix all of this, there's like a world in my mind where I'm like, they didn't realize how much, Magic players care about getting paid, which, everybody should care about getting paid. How many bridges they were going to burn by doing all of this either. Because they burn a lot of bridges. Like, you're not going to really recover from this at all. The people are going to be mad at you forever.
Yeah.
I think there's like that world where you could see it potentially, but even there, it's not great.
Not great at all. Not great at all. Very sketch.
Yep.
So me and Steven's been making this joke. People were worried about the secret GP being sketchy when we've had the like sketchy events right under our nose.
We've been getting ripped off for months and had no idea. And now here we are.
Like, I don't even know what you do from here outside pay the players.
I mean, yeah, that's the simple solution, right? Is pay the players. But the question is, where's the money?
Yeah, the truth is, do they even have the money, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, do you think they, it's really hard to say, like, do we think they have the money? That's open, close. Like, yeah, it's just wild. Oh, let me go with another one. Talia Vest, another streamer. Announcement: I'm not participating in any future Insight Esports events or sponsored streams. Insight has yet to honor their obligations to the MTG community. I will only work with organizations that provide positive opportunities, reflect my own values, and honor their commitments.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. There was a quote. Who quoted it? Oh, I don't know what that is. I just wanted to know. Like, it's just so crazy how when it rains, it pours.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, it makes sense, though. I mean, as soon as people realize that this owner's not paying anybody, that's when everybody starts, like, digging up information and really trying to dig in and see what's going on, and then all this other stuff comes out, too. So I guess, I mean, it makes sense. It's just, it's crazy, man. It's absolutely nuts.
yeah, for real, like, I'm just going through and see anything that's like related to Insight, and it's just it's so crazy how there's no positives.
No.
Like, positives don't exist.
I mean, they're not going to, right? Like, why would they exist if you haven't done anything good?
Oh, I know. It just usually, let's be real, in every like debate that you have on social media, there'll be somebody, usually there's always two sides in the comment threads.
Right.
Yep.
This is a situation where like there is no two sides. Like, I guess technically there is, but it's not a vocal side.
Right.
Usually you'll get these people who will be like, oh, give them a chance or stuff. Those people don't even exist on here. It was a funny quote from Sandy Dog. He was like, you know it must be sketchy if I'm against them now, or something of that nature. I saw it earlier, but pretty much even he was trying to not defend them, but give them the benefit of the doubt for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I just don't know what else to say. Like, what happens if they don't pay the people out? What's your guys' like projection
What
on that?
happens?
Yeah, what happens if they just don't pay and they just like try to like?
I
Class
assume
action.
there would be a lawsuit, right? Like,
Yeah, there'll be a class action lawsuit most likely put together. Some lawyers would get involved and try to sue Insight. That it would involve MTG Melee as well potentially. They could get by being the facilitators of it. I don't know what their legal setup it looks like,
ugh.
and um, what their policy is on it in regards to being responsible of it in some way. Um, I mean, how many tournaments are we talking about here?
Many.
Tons, bro.
Many.
There's
tournaments.
probably at least $20,000 worth of tournaments because they had there's at least 4 or 5Ks on there, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the problem that you'll end up seeing if it is a class action lawsuit is no one's going to get paid. The only people that get paid in those kind of lawsuits when it's that low of money are the lawyers.
Right.
Sure.
Is it gonna be like? Would it be one of these kind of lawsuits where we're watching a stream and an advertiser going like, "Did you participate in Insight?
No.
Well, you may
No.
be."
So like those things only happen when like you have lawsuits that are in the like millions to hundreds of millions. kind of
Okay.
thing.
That's
Yeah,
funny
like,
because wouldn't
that's
that be
what-
a funny stream to watch and you're just watching some Magic by
Yeah.
Croaky and it's like an ad comes on. Were you a part of Inside Esports? Did you lose sleep over non-payment? Well, you
Yeah.
may
Honestly-
be entitled.
Honestly, like there's like a world where they should do something like that, like a tongue-in-cheek commercial. Like if I was someone that was running a stream and I was burned by Insight, I would do that. You
That's
can make
like a Jim
commercial pretty
Davis.
easily.
That's a
Yeah,
Jim
like-
Davis thing right
Yeah,
there.
I would 100% do that. I'd get him in a suit, just sit in front of like a whiteboard, or have in a green screen, talk about it, and be like, "Were you burned by Insight Esports? Don't let another company take your money when it comes to online gaming with Magic."
Yeah. Stick to Magic Online. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to say about Insight. I just wanted to make sure, like
I mean,
it's,
I think the cool part about this, as we had mentioned just lightly, was I really hope that Melee steps in and gets involved in some way, because I think that's going to be really important. They are a facilitator for all of this, and if they don't take care of this very, very growing concern right now for everybody, it's going to reflect poorly on them. So I hope they do their due diligence and take care of this. So
I'll
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I'm gonna try to remain positive that they are going to take care of it. But we're gonna put a bow up on that topic. Since we have a little time left over, I'm gonna like to switch gears and maybe we'll throw a little more positive light to end the show. We do have Jumpstart coming out. We're definitely gonna do a couple episodes, all based around Jumpstart cards.
sick.
I know, me personally, I'm not going to be taking part of anything on Arena for the Jumpstart because of the price tag attached to it all. I can't justify the means for it. Like, just not my thing. I'll go and get some Jumpstart cards in time to do the next Inside event.
I mean, it makes sense. The game's getting more and more expensive. Like, no joke.
It's just expensive for the Arena side of things. Like, my big issue is at least with paper cards, if you're going to invest in those, you could at least, like, get a return investment. Like if you sold your cards back, you may not get the full amount back. Well, you could if you wanted to take the time to do it, but you're not getting anything back from Arena. That's my issue. Like Moto, you can get a return on your investment.
Right.
You can't do that with Arena. Obviously, the only way you could do that on Moto is if you open your chest.
Great.
But you just have to sit there and look at these Arena cards and be like, "Yep, they're worth nothing." Literally nothing. That's literally like flushing money down the toilet. Like, oh, it's just a killer that there's like. I just hate that there's no way to like get anything back off of it because it is kind of expensive.
I mean, unfortunately, it's as we had talked about, it's the feature of.
Oh, I know. And don't get wrong, if I was in Wizards' position, I would do the same thing. I ain't gonna pretend like I wouldn't.
Right.
Like, they're a business. They're gonna do what they can to make money as a business. But it'll be fun to go through some of the cards. I haven't really looked at hardly anything Jumpstart, so I think I'm gonna keep it where it's brand new. I want to get that actual like brand new reaction to it.
Heck yeah.
And we'll also talk about. Well, we can actually talk about right now. Let's talk about some of the standard cards that were spoiled. Did you guys see some of the spoilers?
No, I haven't really seen much at all for new standard.
Yeah, I haven't.
All right, let me see if I can find them real quick. What's the name of the set? Innistrad Midnight Hut.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Here we go. Yeah, there's 7 early previews. All right. So, we have Red and 7.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's 3 double green, Planeswalker, Ren. 5 loyalty enters. +1 reveal top 4 cards. Your library, put all land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. 0, put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. -3, when you create a green tree folk creature token with reach, this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. -8, return all permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. You get an emblem. You have no maximum hand size. So this card seems sweet with Chariot, by the way.
Yeah.
I just love Chariot in general.
Yeah,
so.
Chariot is really
Like,
good.
you -3, make a token, use that to crew Chariot, swing, make another copy of that token. Oof. Sounds like a good time. Because Chariot's not attacking token, is it? It's just any token?
Yeah, it's any token. Yeah.
Any token.
Yeah, that seems good. The next card, I think this is actually going to be a really good card. And that's Champion of the Parish. That's 1 black zombie, 1/1. When the zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1 counter on it.
I love that card.
Yeah. Fun
Dramatically.
fact: the dungeon 1-drop in this set is also a zombie, isn't it?
No idea.
I'm pretty sure it is, and that's like
I'm pretty sure it is as well.
literally 2 good aggressive black 1-drops again.
Mhm.
So something to definitely keep an eye on in standard for sure, because that was really the only thing like keeping the black aggressive decks from being good right now, is they just like didn't have very good ones.
Right.
But they're back.
Yeah, this will fix that problem 100%.
Yep.
So the next card we have is Triskaidekaphile, or whatever those called.
Triskaidekaphile?
Is that the name of it? Anyway,
No idea.
it's a 1/3, 1 in a blue, human wizard. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game. 3 in a
Oh my
blue,
God.
draw a card.
Yeah, it's one of those cards that, have been popping up, I guess, more or less.
Triskaidekaphobia kind of card.
Yeah, yep.
All I read here is it's a really good limited rare where it's a 2-drop that has 3 in a blue, activate the draw card. That's
Yeah,
More like
Nazir Mage.
that.
Basically Nazir Mage.
yeah. That's all I see from it. Play with fire is 1 red instant. Deals 2 damage to any target. If a player was dealt damage this way, you get the scry one. It's a shock with a little scry ability if you go up face.
I like that.
Yep.
The next card
Very
is
good.
something I'm very excited for, and like Pioneer's gonna like this card in like the mono black aggro or the vampires list. Standard obviously is gonna enjoy this. This is a 1 in a black Infernal Grasp. It's an instant, destroy target creature, you lose 2 life. It's a really good card. Really good card. It's an uncommon as well, for those who don't know. So just being able to destroy any creature for 2 mana with the downside of losing 2 life is pretty good, right? I wonder if Death Shadow wants this.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think one of the maybe better applications will be like Shadow.
I think it's gonna be really good in Vampires and on Pioneer. It's gonna be a better Heartless Act.
Yeah, it's possible. The only card that Heartless Axe misses right now is like Thing in the Ice, right? Pretty much.
Heartless Act kills Thing in the Ice. No, it missed like, let's see, Heartless Act
Are you sure Heartless Act kills Thing in the Ice? It has counters.
Oh, you're
you
right.
have to
You're
remove-
right. You're
Yeah.
right. I forgot. It does come in with counters, don't it?
Yeah, you literally have to flip it faster.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, you can kill it once it flips. So I got
You're not a really good spot when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Thing in Ice is a pretty big one to not be able to hit.
Yeah, I think, but that's really the only thing that I can think of right now.
It's not like Insult Artifact is pretty bad against, because they usually play the colorless dude. What's his name?
Oh, sure,
Serpents.
Stone Coil Serpent.
Yeah,
Usually though, yeah. I mean,
serpents are pretty bad for the
if
whole.
they get the enchantment on the serpent, and then you draw a Heartless Act for sure. Because you can just remove the counters and kill it, unless they like play a big one.
Yeah.
If you're talking about a big one.
Like if you get four costing one, it's like impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Heartless Act also is pretty bad against a Grey Henge, but you're probably in a bad spot anyway.
Yeah, or
I don't
the
know,
1-for-1 removal spell plan against Henge seems medium.
Yeah, but this just seems like a cleaner like switch out anyway, because in Vampires this card has no downside, because in Vampires you're just gaining infinite life already.
Sure.
Mono Black, it's probably still good enough, but I definitely think in Vampires this is an auto include. Because they just gain so much life that this card literally has no downside to it.
It's possible. One person to ask could be Mr. Vampire's Pioneer player, expert of our team, James Johnston himself.
This is true.
Any listeners who haven't gotten a chance to read his Vampires article, there's a sweet one that you can go read.
Yeah. Great thorough breakdown.
And if you can't find the sweet one, you can read James's.
Yeah.
Also, it's better against a Knight of the Heaven Legion that already has a token on it.
For sure.
Good players who are pretty good at like maneuvering that. I mean, that card's really annoying. I'm just taking a look if there's any actual cards that doesn't hit outside of that. But what's the next thing? There was a couple more. Oh yeah, Join the Dance is a green and a white. That's a sorcery that creates 2 1/1 white human creature tokens and has flashback for 3 green and a white.
Oh, that's sweet.
I like that we're getting some flashback cards.
Yep.
Yo, I think they should give us creatures with flashback.
That'd be pretty wild.
No reason why I want them to do that, but I think
Weird.
it'd be pretty sweet. They're comparing this card to Lingering Souls. I wouldn't go that far. Lingering Souls is pretty good because
They flew.
and the flashback costs less, not 3 more. The next card people are really hype on, and that's Consider. It's 1 blue instant common. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, and it has draw a card.
Yep.
Yeah, people are liking this better than Opt.
Makes sense. It fuels the yard, so.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good with like Murktides. It's gonna be really good with all that Darcy's and Modern.
Yep.
So I could definitely see that. And then the last thing is the new basic lands that we're getting. They're full arts, but they're like black and white.
I
And
love those.
those they are beautiful. I'm actually thinking about getting pre-ordering a set of all of them for draft and like
Yeah.
sealed.
I'll probably get myself. It should be pretty cheap. When there's a set of a set of full arts like that, I'll usually just buy like 10 of each or something.
Yeah, it's very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those some cool little cards. Obviously, we'll have spoiler season coming up in the near future. Any other thoughts you guys have on some of those cards that I just mentioned?
Nope.
Yeah.
I know I'm looking forward to that. Set comes out next month at the end of September. And you know what also at the end of September is, guys?
Friend Fest.
Rotation.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Rotation is coming. We only have like a little over a month to go until we ain't gonna have no more Innkeeper, no more adventures. If you want to go on an adventure in Standard, you're gonna have to earn that adventure.
Yep.
I don't think it's too much of a problem anymore, is it? I mean, as in, like, there's not too many events that we have to play in. That is.
No, but Standard might be freshened up at least, and actually.
No, yeah, I'm just saying this next month stretch, it's kind of bearable because I don't have to like do a ton of events.
That's
Right.
true. That's true. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing a bunch of Magic that isn't Standard until then.
Yep.
It's redundant at this point. We also, just to talk about our events in a few weeks. First, we did a contest, little giveaway on Twitter that people should check out our YouTube video about. We're gonna be doing more giveaways to get all the information on there. We would like you to go check out that video. We have some like booster box giveaways that you definitely don't want to miss. We're actually going to do a couple interesting episodes. We're going to do some Jumpstart. I think next week we're going to do a Jump-Started episode.
Cool.
Digging in. There's like 700 cards. There's no way we're doing it in 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to do a couple episodes where it's just going to be Jumpstart. Jumpstart
I like
previews. After that, we are going to take a nice little dive into Legacy. Talk a little about Legacy because me and Dewey has an event coming up over in Maryland next month.
Apparently I have an event. I should do that.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be taking a deep dive into that. And to follow that up, I think we're going to do some like we'll call it flashback since we were talking about flashback, but like a blast in the past. So we're gonna visit some like formats of old and just like analyze it now that we've seen all these new like power creep. Like, and I just want to compare those standard formats and be like, what in our opinion, how good we think those standard formats would do if it battled the standard format of right now.
Sure.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Just curious, I think it'll be a fun little thing. I got some different like standard formats. Obviously, we'll be going digging into some deck lists for Call Blade. We're also going to dig into some deck lists for Abzan, 4-Color Rally. There's some cool standard decks that we're going to be messing with, to see are they good enough to outbeat the adventure decks. Probably not, but you never know. I was talking to it might have been with Steven. Before we jump, ask you, Dewey, what do you think would be more powerful right now in Standard? Adventures or Energy?
Like the energy deck completely.
Yeah, just like the Energy deck, like...
Probably energy. I didn't play during that format, but so like just doing my theoretical gameplay here, like energy powered out like Emrakul or massive threats on like turn 4, right? Like that was what the deck
Oh,
was
you're
going
talking
for.
about Marvel. Marvel.
Oh,
yeah.
my bad. I was talking about like the Teamer Energy decks, not the actual Marvel one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's what I was like. I don't
Like
know
just
which one
the
we're talking about.
not the like combo.
Marvel
Like
Marvel would have beaten the hell out of
Yeah.
Innkeeper and company. I don't even think it
Yeah,
would have been
I
ridiculous.
feel like if we're talking about that, like, there's not much to talk about because
Uh,
it's just wreck 'em, but
Marvel might have lost to Gruul because Gruul's a little fast.
Maybe, yeah.
Because they
It's
die. Because your Ulma comes down too late.
okay.
Because that's why zombies was pretty bad because they just like was pressuring them too fast.
well, zombies though also went wide, whereas Grohl doesn't like. The Ulamog couldn't hit enough was the issue because like if zombies went Colossus into a couple one drops or whatever, you have like 6 creatures in play. So even Ulamog coming in only gets a couple of threats and usually you could push through. Whereas if they're like playing against Grohl, they're probably only going to have a couple creatures in play because the Marvel deck still had Harness Lightning and it had access to Spray. I don't remember if they played Spray in the main, but I think they boarded them, right?
Yeah, we'll have to touch this a little more in depth on when we do that episode because this
We'll
definitely be a good.
deck.
This seems like a very good conversation to have in a couple weeks when we do this episode because that'd be a good like little matchup. Like, would Marvel do against like the format of now?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a very big part of a format by far.
Yeah.
And we also could see how zombies would have done against like the format of now. All of it's good.
gosh.
Obviously, we won't be able to touch every format, every standard format ever, because there's just too many. But we'll definitely pick some of our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I like, and I know this is out there, and what we'll do, and I don't know if we'll have time for it, but make this a series.
This is true. I like doing the flashback about like stuff in the past. Also, we're gonna do a watch along podcast eventually too.
Oh, sweet.
Where we're gonna watch back like finals of different events, like whether it being a finals of a pro tour, an open. We're gonna do some of that kind of stuff, and we're just gonna commentate on it. We're gonna let the viewers know. We're gonna have like links posted for what we're watching, so they can go they could go and listen to it and watch along with us if they'd like.
I love it.
Like, I think it'd be a good time. Like, there's so many great matches of Magic that we can go back and watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we'll go back into some sleeveless Magic.
Ugh.
Y'all ready for some sleeveless Magic?
Okay,
Yep.
Like, that'd be fun. Well, I'll send the deck list of what's in the finals against each other beforehand so we can be like, okay, these are some very medium cards. Let's battle. But yeah, I think we should put a bow on this episode. We got, like I said, we got some great ones coming up. Definitely, everyone, tune in to episode B. We have a special interview from the tournament organizer of the Secret GP quotation marks. His name is John, and we did have a nice little conversation with him. He also gave us a little teaser on his next event that he has planned.
Ooh.
So I definitely would look in the listening to that bad boy. But
It's gonna be sweet.
But until next time, this has been Larry along with Steven and Dewey. I will catch you guys later.
See you next time, everyone.
Have a wonderful day.